Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today, October 19th. I know I'm a day late with the horror film overview, but we had a huge wind and rainstorm last night and I didn't want to chance filming and then power go out and can't edit the video. I don't edit the video, but you know, write what I need to, because to do it on my little iPhone is a pain in the ass, so I just didn't want to chance it. So I did watch two movies yesterday and one today, but I'm not including them, only from last Wednesday to basically Tuesday night. So we will just get started. So number 75, Idle Hands. Let's see if I can... There we go. Yep, Idle Hands. Awesome, awesome movie. Got to see this in the theater back in 99. And actually, my dad came with us. And he liked it because I've stated a few times my dad does not like horror films. And another one my mom and I got to see in the theater, and oh my god, it was so much fun. As nutty as it is, it's a great movie, and that, of course, is Lake Placid. Ooh, lighting. Yeah, my light does not want to work. Yeah, there we go, Lake Placid. So, number 76, another awesome movie. So number 77, and a first time viewing from the Elvira's Movie Macabre, and I watched, believe it or not, I haven't seen it. There we go! The Super Monster Gamera, or Gamera Super Monster, blah blah blah. I hadn't watched it yet, and I watched all the others, but yeah, it was very, very cheesy and not very good. Actually, I'll keep that out, because it's the other one I watched too, unfortunately. Number 78 and 79 I'm just going to show together because they're films from the same series. I watched Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2. This one's okay. This one is awesome. I love this one. I got to see it in the theater back in 2001. This one was not really so good. So, yeah. And then number 80, and a first time viewing from my Hammer Horror. Probably the last one I'll get to, which is the Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, which I gave 7.5 out of 10. It was fun, but I liked House of or Horror of Dracula a little bit more. And then ended that night with, of course, The Conjuring, which is my favorite horror film of this decade. And if you want to get really clinical, instead of 2010, try from 2000 to now. This is my favorite horror film of the last 17 years, basically. And then, of course, on Friday 13th, after my long jaunt to Metrotown to get my eye checked, and I finally got home and I watched Friday 13th. I only watched the first one because it'd be so easy to watch the entire series and add them to this, and then I'd have to take out 13 other movies. So I just watched the first one. What can you say about the first one? Okay, I'm just gonna change my page over. There we go. I wasn't feeling well after I got home, so I only watched Friday 13th, and I watched The Lost Boys. Epically awesome movie. And then that was 83. This is 84. Session 9. Really great haunted asylum type movie. I was so mad that this was actually advertised before Jeepers Creepers, and I was so looking forward to it, and it never went to any of our theaters here in the Lower Mainland. At least not one that I could get to. Actually, I don't even think anything in Vancouver got it, but I was so pissed off because it was such a great movie and that. And then I finally started on my TV series viewing of this 31 Days of Horror, and it's number 85, and I watched Disc 1, 7 episodes of The Munsters, and I am enjoying the hell out of it. I think it is so much fun. If I would have watched this when I was younger, holy shit, dude. So, and then going back to that Elvira Movie Macabre, the double feature, I watched They Came from Outer Space, and that one was bad. 3 out of 10. But like I said, I'm keeping all these Elvira Movie Macabre DVDs, even if the movie was terrible, because I want to keep them. And then finally got the main one out of this set watched. Oh, excuse me. And I'm so happy I finally got to watch, because I've had this set for like 2-3 years, and this was... God damn it. hiccups and burps. Yeah. And this is one that both my parents kept saying, you gotta watch this one, you gotta watch this one. Well, I can finally say I watched it. So number 87 out of the Universal Monsters, I finally watched Frankenstein, and I liked it. 7.5 out of 10. But yeah, so far my favorites it's a three-way tie between the Mummy, the Invisible Man, and the Wolf Man. So yeah, put you there. Stay. And then I watched, it's not horror, but it's kids, but it takes place around Halloween, and I love this movie. I've loved it since I saw it back in May of 95 in the theater. Casper. Casper is such a great movie, and it still holds up to this day. At least for me, it does. I think it's a great, great movie. And then ended that night with Lord of Illusions. Debated on Hellraiser, and I haven't got Rawhead Rex yet. But yeah, this is a great Clive Barker movie. Didn't get a lot of recognition when it came out, but the cult following it has grown over the years. I think it's an awesome movie. I can't choose between Lord of Illusions and Hellraiser which one's my favorite. And then that was 89, and number 90 is Demon Knight. Awesome movie. I wish I hadn't got rid of the soundtrack, because at the time there's only like one or two songs I liked, but I was like, I should have just kept the fucking soundtrack. And then number 91, I watched the remake of The Haunting, which is actually better than I thought it was going to be. I'd seen it a couple of times, but it's okay. And then another Elvira movie, Macabre. I watched Man-Eater of Hydra. That was bad too. 2 out of 10. I didn't even bother with The House That Screamed, because I was reading the outline for that one and I was like, nah, doesn't seem like my type of movie. But yeah, Man-Eater of Hydra. And then I watched The Conjuring 2, which up until I saw this last summer in the theater, Psycho 2 was my all-time favorite horror sequel. This knocked it out. And then number 94 was a first-time viewing, and that is Dracula AD 1972. I got this at the flea market a couple of weeks ago, and it was so good. A lot of it was very, very cheesy, but if you just kind of forget about how cheesy it is, it's awesome. It also has Peter Cushing in it. And actually, when I was watching it, I was recognizing the girl who played Peter Cushing's granddaughter. And I'm like, she looks so familiar. And I just looked over to my side at my TV shows and I freaked out. Because it's a lady who played Dr. Westphalen on the first season of Sequest DSV. And I was like, oh my god. And I also realized, what's her name? Oh, it's not on here. Caroline Munro, who is in the last movie I watched. She's also in a James Bond movie. It's kind of funny, you have 4 people from this movie who would go on to be in James Bond movies. Caroline Munro. The movie I'm talking about is Maniac, which I watched early today. She's in this, and my dad, I don't think he's watched this, though he has watched a lot of the Christopher Lee Hammer horror Dracula movies, and I said, yeah, Dad, Caroline Munro's in this movie. He's like, oh yeah, Christopher Lee took a great big bite out of her. He's like, oh, that bastard. And 2 of the other guys, one of the guys, he was in License to Kill, and the other guy was in Goldeneye, and I was like, oh my god. Because, of course, Christopher Lee was Scaramanga in The Man with the Golden Gun, and Caroline Munro was in The Spy Who Loved Me. But little after that, this was good. If you get back past the cheesy 70s music that was in here, the psychedelic music, it was actually very good. And number 95, I went back to Dracula again, and this is my favorite interpretation of Dracula. It's my favorite Dracula movie, and it's also my favorite vampire movie of all time, and that, of course, is 1992's Bram Stoker's Dracula. I love this movie. I love it. I have watched it. I watch it. God knows how many times I've watched this since seeing it back in, like, early 93 when it came out on VHS. My mom showed it to me, and I just, oh my god, this is great. And because my only 2 vampire movies I had ever seen were The Lost Boys and Monster Squad. But yeah, I love Bram Stoker's Dracula. I have watched it every year, God knows how many times since the first time I saw it. And then I went back. I waited till I watched the original Frankenstein before I watched this. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I've always liked this. I know not a lot of people did, but this was one I used to rewatch the VHS of it a lot. I loved it, and I still love it. So, kind of neat to see De Niro play this kind of character. And then, ooh, wait. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. I had watched number 97, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Probably I don't know how my order of Texas Chainsaw... Well, of course the first one, but between this one, the remake, and I personally like the 2013 film. I don't know which one's my favorite, but this one is so much fun to watch. And then, I think that's it. Yeah, it is. Okay, my bad. Is it? I don't know. Okay, here we go. That's what screwed me up. Never mind. Number 98 and 99, I watched the last of the Elvira movie macabres. I have watched both movies, The Doomsday Machine and The Werewolf of Washington. No. Both 2 out of 10. And I was looking forward to Werewolf of Washington because Dean Stockwell was the lead actor in it. But no. Neither film was good. I was just... That's how I felt. But like I've said, I'm keeping all these, even though I'll probably never watch them again. Whoops, sorry for the shaky cam. Probably never watch them again, but the fact that I got the whole Elvira movie macabre, I don't want to get rid of any of them. So, and the last one I watched Tuesday night was disc 2 of The Munsters, because it's a 6-disc set, so I got 4 more to complete this season before Halloween. But so far, I am absolutely loving The Munsters. So, yep, so there we go. That's everything I've watched from last Tuesday to Tuesday night, and hopefully no more power outages or storms or shit like that. And then I can do the next one next Wednesday, because I've already watched, like yesterday, I wasn't feeling up to par doing the video. I only watched 2 movies, so yeah, because if anybody knows, or probably doesn't, of course I live in Canada, I'm Canadian, and one of my favorite bands, their lead singer, passed away yesterday, which was heartbreaking, even though you knew it was going to happen. If you heard of a band called the Tragically Hip, their lead singer had passed away yesterday, or the Monday night. See, the poor guy had some form of brain cancer, and unfortunately, it was like, we knew it was coming, but we didn't want it to happen. And just to give you a hint, like our Prime Minister, if you know, Justin Trudeau, had a little conference about him, and even the Toronto Maple Leafs did a little thing for him, and they lowered a banner, and I was like, what's this? Who's this guy? And then I realized it's the guy who's the subject of one of their songs called 50 Mission Cap, which is about this guy who was a Toronto Maple Leaf, and like one of the lyrics is, the last goal he ever scored won the Leafs the cup. They didn't win another till 1962, the year he was discovered, because he died in a fishing accident. So, but yeah, he basically did the whole... Tragically Hip was basically the soundtrack of Canada. So, yeah, go on iTunes, look up Tragically Hip, listen to a bunch of their songs. You'll see what we mean by the fact that that was just so heartbreaking. So, yeah, and that was one of the reasons I really wasn't up to doing a video. It was like just a total depressed day for everybody who loved music up here in Canada. So, okay, guys, enough rambling, because otherwise we're gonna get into depressed mode. And I did that yesterday. I don't want it to happen again. So yeah, I've got 3 movies watched, and gotta pick some others. Oh man. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully I will have a video up tomorrow, because even though I only got 5 Blu-rays the last couple of days, I mean, they're all ones worth having a video of, even though a couple of them I haven't seen, but 2 of them I got yesterday are totally worth the video alone, considering they're not supposed to come out till Halloween. Thank you, Scream Factory. So yeah, guys, that is it. Let me know what you guys think of these movies, which is your favorite, which is your not favorite, and all that jazz. And yeah. Brain fart. I'm allowed them all the time. Can't wait for my horror pack to come in. It's been shipped, so yay! Both the Blu-ray and the DVD. So yeah, guys, that is it. So I hope, I don't know. I hope you all have a great day, watch a shitload of movies, and of course, as always, like, comment, please subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.